How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Welcome to our first edition of high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy, live from Homestead High School. I am Brett Hoff with DC Hendricks back in the studio for the Homestead Spartans, taking on the number 5 ranked Warsaw Tigers. Good crowd filing in for this first Friday in December. We start our high school football or basketball schedule here at Homestead with Warsaw and the Homestead Spartans coming up after the broadcast. We will be moving on over to the Pizza Hut at Coventry for the Parkview Sports Medicine post-game show. John Nolan will be along, sports highlights, coaches interviews, and more. This one should be a good one between two teams that both have state championship banners. The Warsaw Tigers 2-0 under Coach Doug Ogle. Coach Ogle, in his 15th year at Warsaw, has won 220 games, lost 101. Chris Johnson, meanwhile, the coach of the Homestead Spartans, has his team 1-0. A big opening win against Huntington North. And he has won 270 games here at Homestead, 350 in his career against 161 losses. A career that spans 18 years on the Homestead bench and 5 years prior coaching the Bishop Wenger Saints. If you look at the computer rankings, Warsaw currently 12th overall in Class 4A, although they are ranked 5th. Homestead comes in 27th overall and 25th in Class 4A. Warsaw comes off a 21-point victory over Columbia City. Meanwhile, the Homestead Spartans defeated Huntington North 48-44 in their opener. Homestead's won 4 of the 5 times the teams have met over the last 30 years, but last year it was Warsaw on their home floor at the Tigers Den, beating the Homestead Spartans 65-50. Of course, eventually the Homestead Spartans would go on to win the SAC Conference Championship. Taking a look at our starting lineups in this one. First for the Warsaw Tigers, 2-0 under Coach Doug Ogle. Kyle Mangus, one of the best players not only in the area but in the state. He's a 6'3" senior guard. Jeremy David will start, a 6'4" senior. They got Ross Johnson, a 6'3" junior. Jacob Burrish is a 6'2" senior. And Asher Bloom will be the center. He's 6'7" and a junior. Starting lineup of Chris Johnson of the Homestead Spartans starting their first season without Taj Curry. And of course, last year they had to adjust to life without Diggy, Caleb Flanagan. They'll start Logan Pauley, a 5'10" junior, at a guard spot. Jack Ferguson will play the wing. He's 6'3", a senior. Jake Archbold, it's a name we might be hearing a lot of over the next 4 years. He is just a freshman. He'll be starting. He's a 6-foot freshman for the Spartans. Sam Buck is a 6'5" junior, and Brandon Durnell, a 6'6" senior. They complete the front line and the starting 5 for Chris Johnson's Homestead Spartans. Again, coming up tonight, we've got Warsaw and Homestead here, and then after the game, be sure to join us for all of the post-game activity, including a full scoreboard of girls basketball tonight and plenty of boys games taking place around the area. In fact, we've got Canterbury at Concordia. Northside is at DeKalb. Garrett is at East Noble, Heritage at Leo, Huntington North at Southwood, New Haven visits Blackhawk, Adams Central is at Southern Wells, Bluffton's at South Adams, Jay County's at Woodland, Central Noble's at Angola, Edgerton of Ohio's at Eastside, Elkhart Christian at Hamilton, Lakeland at Fremont, Lakewood Park at West Noble, Prairie Heights at Fairfield, and Westview is at Cherubusco. We will take a break. When we come back, they'll be introducing starting lineups to the crowd here at the Spartans Gymnasium, as it's the number 5 ranked team in Class 4A, the Warsaw Tigers, taking on the Homestead Spartans. It's our season premiere of high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio, 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Parkview Sports Medicine is on your side. This is Tommy Schegler, Director of Parkview Sports Medicine. You know us as the top team of experts, improving the performance and treatment of athletes. But we want you to know we join our athletes, their families, schools, and community in celebrating their accomplishments both on and off the court. Keep checking our website for some exciting developments. ParkviewSportsMedicine.com. The game is about to change.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it, and you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the food. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Save the food. Because this ad is trying to change the world's behavior through brainwashing. Because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the food. And that costs a family of four $1,500 a year. Save the food. Cha-ching. It's worsening climate change through the release of methane gas. Save the food. Cha-ching. And it's wasting precious natural resources like our fresh water. Save the food. Cha-ching. So when you hear this sound, don't be neutral. Rethink your behavior. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit SaveTheFood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
This is the sound of E. coli splashing around in raw hamburger juice on your cutting board. And it looks like Mom just put the tomatoes and onions on there too. Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. So always separate raw meat from vegetables on 2 cutting boards. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Big weekend of sports here at ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM. Not only do we have high school basketball tonight, we've got the Parkview Sports Medicine postgame show live from the Beats out of Coventry. And then tomorrow morning, get up early, we'll present the golf show On the Green with Billy Elvis and Scott Pieri starting at 7 o'clock. And, of course, the big story today, the return of Tiger Woods, a 7-under par 65 bogey-free round of golf in the Bahamas. And Scott Pieri and Billy Elvis will talk all about it on the Green, 7 to 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Then 8 to 9:40, it's Talking Sports with Jim Shevlin. Jim Shevlin, as your host, will take you through the world of local sports, including Comets hockey, St. Francis football as they play down in Georgia tomorrow in the national semifinals, and more. That's Talking Sports from 8 to 9:40 right here at this spot on your radio dial. Then it's Fighting Irish Review with the Judge Phil Houck and Tim Priester. They'll recap what has been perhaps a disappointing season for the Fighting Irish, a 4-8 record, no bowl game, and you'll get the update from the Judge Phil Houck and Tim Priester coming up tomorrow morning, 9:40 to 10 a.m., and then it's Inside the Game with Adam Schenkel from 10 to 11. Full morning of local sports here at ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM. They're introducing the starting lineups. Again, for the Warsaw Tigers, Kyle Mangus, Jeremy David, Ross Johnson, Jacob Burish, and Asher Bloom. For the Homestead Spartans, Logan Pauley, Jack Ferguson, Jake Archbold, Sam Buck, and Brandon Durnell. The JV game, which took place just before this one, was won on a buzzer beater by the Homestead Spartans after Warsaw had battled back and come from behind in the fourth quarter and tied it with 20 seconds remaining. Homestead ended up winning it with 1.4 seconds left on a jump shot from about the foul line. And so Homestead already one win over Warsaw tonight in the JV contest. Now it's time for the varsity. Homestead takes the court. White uniforms. They've got navy blue lettering and numbers with yellow trim. For the Warsaw Tigers, black uniforms, orange down the side of the jersey and the shorts. It's orange Warsaw with white trim across the chest. White numbers front and back with orange trim. Our officials are ready. Players are ready. Coach Doug Ogle and Coach Chris Johnson ready to get this one going. And jumping center, it's going to be Kyle Mangus jumping it up against Brandon Durnell. Mangus gives up 3 inches, and he also gives up the opening tip. It'll be Homestead bringing it across the timeline. Ferguson will give it off to Archbold. Pauly out on the left wing, centers the floor on the bounce, then feeds low post to Durnell. He gets backed away, so he sends it outside. Pauly, a 3 from the top, no good, and the rebound goes to Warsaw. Ross Johnson brings it across the timeline himself. Tigers first possession, right to left. Driving the lane, a kick baseline. Little 15-footer is no good. Brandon Durnell will pull down the board on the missed jumper by Jacob Burish. Here's Buck giving it up to Archbold toward the right corner, where Durnell drives in, gets cut off. Up top, Archbold, 3-ball, 2-ball. It's a 2-ball for the freshman. Jake Archbold had a foot on the arc, and that will be a 2-0 Homestead lead 1 minute into the game. Homestead on defense and a man-to-man against the Tigers. Ross Johnson will run the point. Picked up closely by Logan Pauly. Johnson spins at the top of the key and sends it to the left to Asher Bloom. Right wing to David. Feeds underneath the basket. Mangus in between 2 defenders, went up and scored. Count the bucket for Kyle Mangus, and it's tied 2-2, a minute and a half in. Spartans on their home floor. Ferguson now runs the point from just inside the center circle. Right wing pass to Pauly. Up top, Buck rotates it left side, Archbold. Ferguson comes off a screen, top of the key, can't get the shot. Back on the left wing to the freshman, Jake Archbold. Rotated through Durnell and Pauly into the corner, where Ferguson launches a 3, gets nothing but air. Rebound Warsaw on the run. Mangus coast to coast, and he gets fouled on the layup. Foul on Homestead. Logan Pauly will pick up his first on the team, and it will send Kyle Mangus to the free throw line to shoot a pair for the Warsaw Tigers, looking to put Warsaw in front with 6:09 left in the first quarter, and good on the first. Warsaw ranked number 5 according to both polls, and Mangus converts on both. So Mangus with the first 4 points for the Tigers, and they lead it 4-2 over Homestead. Front court, Ferguson dribbles it himself to the left sideline. Back up between the rings. He'll launch. Long 3. Got it! Ferguson almost centered between the circles for a 25-foot three-pointer, and it's 5-4, Homestead back in front. 5:43, clock ticks, first quarter. Burish to Mangus. 3's on the way for Mangus. It's off the mark. Buck goes up for the rebound, and over the back is called against Asher Bloom, the 6'7 junior for the Warsaw Tigers. That's the first foul against Warsaw with 5:35 remaining in our opening quarter. 5-4 Homestead, a 1-point lead, and we'll have a substitution in off the Warsaw bench. Zach Riley will check in. And Ross Johnson, the 6'3 junior, sits down. Riley is a 6'1 junior. A lot of players between 6'1 and 6'3 for the Tigers. Only one significantly tall player, and that's Bloom at 6'7. Up top, Ferguson finds Durnell, who slipped the screen, cut down the lane, and got a nice feed from Ferguson. Brandon Durnell lays it in. It's 7-4 Spartans, 5:14 left first quarter, and a timeout is called. It'll be a 30-second timeout from Warsaw's Doug Ogle, so we'll keep it here. Tomorrow, SAC teams in action include Carroll going up to the Elkhart area to take on Concord. You've got Bishop Luers traveling to Mishawaka-Marion. Northside will go down to Indy and play Indianapolis Cathedral. You've got Wayne going all the way to Jeffersonville. This Homestead team will have a challenge down at Marion against James Blackman's Marion Giants. And South Bend Adams will visit the Summit City to play Northrop. Teams are coming back on the floor. The Warsaw Tigers find themselves down 7-4 to the Homestead Spartans, 5:14 to play first quarter. I am Brett Rump courtside. DC Hendricks, our studio engineer for high school basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy. Front court, Tigers. David sends it to the right to Johnson. He's on the wing and up top to David. David looks, can't get it to Mangus. He's being denied by the freshman, Jake Archbold. Baseline, it's Johnson. Goes to the elbow where Burish gets handcuffed by Buck, and that's going to be a foul on Buck. He got a hand right on the wrist, trying to reach to pick the ball away, and that will be the first foul on Sam Buck, a 6'5 junior for the Homestead Spartans. Second team foul, full 48 on the clock in the first quarter. Still 7-4, Homestead over Warsaw. Tigers front court. Pass down, low block. Mangus is going to post. Little step away jumper. Good from 10 feet for Mangus. He's got all 6 for the Warsaw Tigers. 7-6 the score. Now Homestead with a 1-point lead in the front court. Durnell goes through the lane, puts up a runner, no good. Rebound to Bloom for Warsaw. Mangus on the run. Nice crossover, can't get past Archbold. Tries to throw a pass, it's intercepted baseline by Homestead Sam Buck. Here's Ferguson from the right wing. He goes to drive, and there's a hand check foul called on Warsaw's Ross Johnson. Second team foul for the Tigers. First one whistled against Johnson. 4:09 left. We're in the first quarter. And a substitution coming in for the Homestead Spartans will be Grant Raber, a 5'10 junior, replacing Logan Pauley at the point. Now it's Archbold. Comes across the Spartans logo at midcourt and sends it left wing to Raber. Up top, Sam Buck rotates right side, Archbold. Archbold looks, now he'll drive. At the foul line, a kick out. Goes to Buck, jumper, good! 3-ball, Sam Buck. And it's 10-6 Spartans. Front court, Warsaw Tigers. David, hands on the left wing. Bloom, a left-hander, shoots a 3. No good. Rebound goes to Ferguson for the Homestead Spartans. Corner, Buck trying again. Got another one. Sam Buck with back-to-back threes, and it's the Spartans 13, the Tigers 6 with 3:17 and the clock running here in the first. Mangus drives, kicks out. Back underneath, Mangus, and as he goes to shoot it, got caught on the arm underneath by Grant Raber, and that will put Kyle Mangus to the foul line. He'll shoot 2 with his team down 13-6, and so far the offense for Warsaw is the guy at the free throw line. Mangus has all 6 points, looks for his 7th here in the first quarter, and has it. (13-7), 3:09 left first quarter. Kyle Mangus, the 6'3 senior for the Warsaw Tigers. The only offense for Coach Doug Ogle so far, and he's missing on that one, in and out, but an offensive rebound goes to Jeremy David baseline. Up top to Riley. In the lane, Mangus lobs down low and overthrows Jeremy David, who was cutting baseline. That's a turnover, belongs to Homestead. 2:58 to go in our first quarter, and the Spartans with the basketball leading at 13-7. Ferguson slowly into the front court. Right wing, Ferguson drives, goes up, puts a banker up, no good, and on the rebound, we've got a tie-up. Ferguson and Braxton Minix tied it up, and the arrow points to Homestead. No, it points to Warsaw. Tigers will get the ball back, trailing 13-7, 2:44 to play first quarter. Mangus will run the point. Right wing to Riley. Riley picks up the bounce, needs help. David, top of the key. He won't shoot it. He's going to lob it down baseline. Mangus, 15-footer, no. Weak side rebound goes to Minix, and Minix is fouled by Homestead Sam Buck, and that will be number 2 on Sam Buck here in the first quarter. Still 2:27 to play. 13-7 the score, and Buck looks over to Coach Chris Johnson, says, I'm okay, let me play, and he will play. In the lane, Mangus, little jumper from 10 feet, straight out, no good. Rebound, Brandon Durnell of the Homestead Spartans. Homestead's up 13-7, clock ticking down toward the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. Ferguson from the left wing, dribbles toward the top. Then as he throws a pass, it's deflected. Now it goes out of bounds on the far sideline, and they'll say it was last touched by Warsaw. No, they'll say it was last touched by Homestead. Pointed Homestead's direction, but I think he was pointing at the player that the ball was off of last. So it is Warsaw with the basketball. 13-7 the score. Under 2 to play first quarter here at Homestead. On the left wing, Riley to the elbow. Throws out on the wing. Mangus has it, guarded by Grant Raber. Mangus a jab step from the perimeter. Now he's double teamed, so he gives it up. Left wing to Minix. Way up high, left side. It goes to Jack Rhodes. Now Mangus has it, left wing. Drives, cut off, back outside to Minix. Foul line, it's David. Jumper, good. Jeremy David, the first one to gather points for Warsaw, other than Kyle Mangus. 13-9 the score. Tigers down 4. Homestead the ball. And Raber's firing. 3 from the right wing. Off the mark. Rebound goes to Jeremy David of Warsaw. Kyle Mangus, front court. Takes it toward the top of the key, crosses over, comes back left, flips it out on the wing to Jack Rhodes. Rhodes will take it up high half court to start the offense. Standing on the Homestead Spartans logo, Rhodes to Mangus, left wing. Ball screen, no. Slipping the screen is David, and so Mangus dribbles up to split the rings up top. Drifts now just right of the circle. Crossover. Pulled up, had nothing to do with the ball, got in the air, and now a turnover. Here's Buck. Buck to the basket. Offensive foul, and that's number 3 on Buck. He attacked the basket, and it's foul number 3 on Sam Buck here in the first quarter. 42.8 seconds, and it's 13-9 Homestead. But Sam Buck, who has a pair of three-pointers here in the opening quarter, is going to sit down with 3 personals. So Warsaw with the basketball with 42.8 seconds left in the opening frame. 13-9 the score. The Spartans are in front, but they lose one of their starters, 6'5" junior Sam Buck, to 3 fouls already. Now Warsaw sets up with 2 players at each elbow and 1 point guard. Clock goes under 30 seconds. They might just go ahead and play this out and try to get the last shot of the quarter. They're down by 4. On the dribble, it's Jack Rhodes, a 6-foot junior. Now he'll give it up to Zach Riley. Riley's guarded closely by Archbold, the freshman for the Homestead Spartans. To the left wing, we're down to 11 seconds. Up top to Rhodes. Clock's down to 7. Rhodes at the top of the key. At the elbow, a pull-up jumper. Good for Rhodes. 2 seconds, 1 second, a heave from three-quarter court, and it's off the backboard, no. And we end the first quarter with the Warsaw Tigers on a 5-point run, and they've drawn to within 2 of the Homestead Spartans. 13-11, Homestead leads it over Warsaw. This is high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Parkview Sports Medicine is on your side. This is Tommy Schegler, Director of Parkview Sports Medicine. You know us as the top team of experts, improving the performance and treatment of athletes. But we want you to know we join our athletes, their families, schools, and community in celebrating their accomplishments both on and off the court. Keep checking our website for some exciting developments. ParkviewSportsMedicine.com. The game is about to change.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
We're back at Homestead High School, heading to the second quarter. Spartans leading at 13-11 over Warsaw. Homestead will start with the basketball, and it is Ferguson sending it left wing. to Logan Pauly. Down low baseline. Durnell double team. Back outside Raber. Pauly all alone left of the circle for three. No good. Battle for the rebound, and Raber at 5'10 pulls it away. He goes up between three Tigers and gets fouled on the putback. Jack Rhodes guilty of the foul. It'll put Grant Raber to the foul line to shoot a pair. Homestead playing without Sam Buck, a 6'5 junior who picked up 3 personals in that opening quarter. 7:28 to go before halftime. 13-11. Spartans trying to add to the lead with Raber at the foul line, and the first of 2 is good. Raber on the board with his first point. Makes it a 3-point advantage for the Spartans, now trying to give them a 2-score lead. Raber will have a second foul shot on the way. The junior right-hander spins the ball, flips it, and got it. 2 for 2 at the line for Grant Raber. His first 2 points. It's 15-11. Homestead a 4-point advantage over the Warsaw Tigers. Clock ticks under 7:20 here in the second quarter. Tigers with the basketball. Johnson dribbles down to the low block, then turns, sends it on the wing, where a 15-footer missed by Burrish. Offensive putback, no, and a second follow by Ross Johnson comes up short, but he gets fouled by Logan Pauly of Homestead. Homestead with a shorter lineup out there right now. Pauly 5'10", Raber 5'10", Archbold at 6 foot. Ferguson is 6'3", but he's a perimeter player, and Durnell, the only size that they have, is 6'6", and the free throw is good by Ross Johnson, the 6'3 junior, who'll have another and could pull his team to within 2 points. 15-12, 7:08 remaining in the second quarter. Right-handed shot is nothing but net. It's a 2-point game, 15-13. Homestead the basketball as they go left to right. Here at Spartans Gymnasium. Ferguson, far sideline on the left angle, will dribble toward the center of the floor at the foul line, sends right to Pauly, who gives it up to Raber on the wing. Back up top, Pauly rotates at left angle. Ferguson, 25 feet out. Crossover dribble, step back, he won't shoot it. Gives to Durnell, he will, and he'll hit the 3-ball. The 6'6 senior Brandon Durnell from distance. It's 18-13, a 5-point advantage for the Spartans. Under 6.5 to play, second quarter. Here goes a drive, a float, and the shot by Johnson off the mark. Battle for the rebound. David has it. He'll shot fake and then go up underneath and score. Jeremy David with his second bucket. 18-15, 6-12. The clock continues to tick here in the second quarter. Spartans a 3-point lead with the basketball. Ferguson a crossover from top of the key. Almost lost the handle, but finds Raber. On the left wing, now it's Archbold. Baseline, Durnell. 15 feet out. Backs in, then kicks it out on the wing to Raber. Back to Durnell, and a bad entry pass stolen by Jeremy David. Warsaw the ball to down 3. Kyle Mangus to the top of the key. Tries the 3-ball for the tie. It's nothing but net. Mangus into double figures. He's got 10 for Warsaw. We're tied up 18 apiece. 5.5 to play, second quarter. Spartans basketball. Ferguson for the right wing. Drives, floats, off glass. No. Rebound Mangus for Warsaw. On the dribble himself, quickly to the top of the key. Little hesitation, a kick out toward the corner. Pull-up jumper 15 feet out. Good by Burrish, or by Asher Bloom. It's Asher Bloom connecting. The left-hander from 15 feet puts Homestead, or Warsaw in front. 20-18. We tick down to 5 minutes left, second quarter. Raber at the foul line. Went to throw a pass. Warsaw got a hand on it, but he got it back. And underneath, they had 2 players wide open. And Durnell just fired it between both of them and out of bounds. We'll have a timeout called. Chris Johnson, Homestead coach, wants to stop this Warsaw rally. Tigers leading at 20-18 over the Spartans. You're listening to high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. Are you suffering from chronic pain? Maybe you just had a knee replacement or an athletic injury or tweaked your back perfecting your golf swing. Choose IPT for your physical therapy. IPT is a cost-effective therapy provider who accepts all insurance plans and offers the highest credentialed and most reputable staff in the area. Same-day appointments available. Celebrating 28 years in business now with 15 area locations. Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice for physical therapy, getting you back to work, play, and life. Visit IndianaPT.com and start your therapy today.
Now back to high school basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
4:53 remains before we hit our halftime break, and it's 20-18 Warsaw. Homestead had a 13-7 lead at one point. And since that moment, it's now a 13-5 run for the Warsaw Tigers. Warsaw, number 5 in the state in the Class 4A poll. Also, they are number 5 in the coaches poll, which is a combined poll for all classes. 2-0 coming into tonight. They come off a 21-point win against Columbia City. Into the front court for Warsaw. Johnson to Burish to Bloom. Now Burish sends it right side. Johnson gets cut off. Back outside to David. On the left wing, Mangus thought about a three, couldn't take it, and he gives it up to Johnson. Bloom, baseline. Mangus backing in on Ferguson. A step back 15-footer, no. Rebound tipped, and that's off the mark, and the rebound this time to Homestead's Brandon Durnell. Spartans basketball. They're down by 2. Front court, Durnell at midcourt gives it to Ferguson. He'll turn and face and then drift on the dribble to the left wing to get a ball screen from Durnell as he brings it to the top of the key. Now rotated to Pauly, back up top Ferguson. Raber has it left wing. Raber looks, can't do anything with it, so it's all the way around the perimeter. Pauly to the right wing to Ferguson. Durnell between the circles. Clock goes under 4 minutes. We're in the second quarter. Raber up top, Ferguson, Archbold, and Pauly. They work the ball right around the arc, and here's Ferguson from the right wing to the baseline. Hesitation dribble. Now he circles back out. Durnell gives the top of the key to Raber. Pauly in the corner to Archbold, the freshman. Ferguson up top, 3.5 to play. No shot clock, so Homestead patient. There's a shot fake, and in the lane, Brandon Durnell is fouled. I think it's before the shot. It's Ross Johnson who's guilty of the foul, and that will be the second on Johnson. 4th on the team, so out of bounds for Homestead with 3:29 remaining in the second quarter. Still a 2-point Homestead or Warsaw lead. Into the game for Warsaw, Sam Miller enters for the first time, a 6-foot senior. We'll check in for Johnson. On the inbound, underneath Pauly. Kick out, Raber, 3, no from the right wing. And the rebound goes to Braxton Minix of Warsaw. Tigers lead by 2, 20-18. 3:15, clock runs second quarter here at Homestead. Baseline, David. Into the lane, little turnaround jump hook. Good over Brandon Durnell. Jeremy David with 6 points. And it's 22-18. The Warsaw run continues. They've scored 9 straight and have taken a 4-point lead. 2:50 and the clock runs. Here's Ferguson. Baseline out on the wing to Durnell. Rotated through Raber to the left wing where Pauly launches and hits a 3. Wow, did Homestead need a bucket? And Logan Pauly, a 5'10 junior, got it for them. 22-21. Homestead creeps to within a point of Warsaw. Sam Miller, top of the key. On the wing, nice shot fake, and then a step-in jumper for Riley as an air ball, but an offensive putback by Bloom, no good. This rebound goes to Ferguson of Homestead. Spartans with the ball, they're down 1. Durnell trying a 3, and it's short, and it's all Warsaw on the boards. Zach Riley across the timeline, left wing now to Sam Miller. His post entry is deflected. It goes high in the air and out of bounds over the baseline. It'll remain Warsaw basketball with 2:04 to play in the second quarter. 22-21. Warsaw a 1-point advantage over Homestead. Inbound by Riley. He looks, lobs it up near sideline. Mangus has the catch, guarded by Grant Raber. Raber, one hand up, trying to show respect for the three-point range for Mangus. Now Mangus drives, spins in the lane, and before he gets a shot up, a hand check foul is going to be called on Homestead's Grant Raber. Team foul number 7. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Kyle Mangus. The 6'3" senior will step up to the free throw line where he's an excellent free throw shooter. He's got 10 points here in the first half, and his team is ahead by 1. He prepares to shoot 2. Free throws on its way, and good. Actually, the 1-and-1, but since he made the first one, he will shoot 2. A 2-point advantage for Warsaw, 23-21. 11 in the game for Mangus. Minute 51 remains in the half. And he connects on the second. 3-point advantage. Tigers over the Spartans, 24-21. And a top of the key 3 for Ferguson. Halfway down, came back out. Mangus the rebound, and on the dribble, he brings it quickly front court, right side of the circle, shoots a 3. No. Jeremy David went up for a rebound and went over the top. And that'll be a foul on David. The 15th foul on the Warsaw Tigers. And the first called against Jeremy David, the 6'4" senior. Front court, Ferguson with his team down 3. They'll go to a weave around the perimeter. Now on the left wing, it's Raber. Gets a ball screen as he dribbles to the top of the key. Near sideline, Pauly gives it up to Ferguson, right wing. Crossing it, Pauly, left wing to Raber. Raber will take it to the elbow. Throw on the right wing, and before Raber could unload the pass, he got an extra step. And that's a travel against the Homestead Spartans, giving it back to Warsaw. Tigers lead it over the Homestead Spartans 24-21. We play the last minute of the second quarter. High post. Throwing a pass down low into traffic. Intercepted. Durnell comes away with it. A turnover on Warsaw. Now Homestead front court. Ferguson. Spins toward the left wing. Now throws up top, where Logan Pauly will flip to the right wing, where Archibald finds Durnell at the right elbow. Durnell steps out to the wing, and as he goes to drive, gets cut off. Now it's around the perimeter to Jack Ferguson. 34 seconds. Clock continues to tick away here in the second quarter. A low-scoring quarter, or a low-scoring half. 24-21, the numbers on the board. Warsaw 3-point advantage down to 22 seconds. Homestead looks to be preparing to take the last shot. 17 seconds. Ferguson just inside the timeline, dribbling half court. Down to 12. Mangus reached in and he fouled him. That's the 6th foul on the team. So with 10.8 seconds, consider it a foul to give. It's Mangus's first foul. Homestead will inbound far sideline, just inside their front court. 24-21, Warsaw the 3-point advantage. Last 10 seconds of the half. Ferguson, the dribble from the logo at center court, down to 4, gets a ball screen. He's on the left wing, crossover, step back 3 for Ferguson, and air ball as he faded away. And that will be the way the teams go to the locker room. 24-21, Tigers, a 3-point advantage over the Homestead Spartans as Warsaw looks to improve to 3-0. Homestead comes in with just 1 game under their belts. A win over the Huntington North Vikings, their first time out, 48-44. We'll take a break. We'll come back. This is high school basketball being presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. Are you suffering from chronic pain? Maybe you just had a knee replacement or an athletic injury or tweaked your back perfecting your golf swing. Choose IPT for your physical therapy. IPT is a cost-effective therapy provider who accepts all insurance plans and offers the highest credentialed and most reputable staff in the area. Same-day appointments available. Celebrating 28 years in business now with 15 area locations. Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice for physical therapy, getting you back to work, play, and life. Visit IndianaPT.com and start your therapy today.
My name is Jim. I'm a veteran, and I lost both legs in Vietnam. My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
I'm Julius. I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
The Warsaw Tigers have a 3-point lead over the Homestead Spartans. We're at halftime here at Homestead High School. I am Brett Rump. DC Hendricks, our studio engineer tonight for your high school sports on a Friday. Coming up after the game, we'll be jumping over to the Pizza Hut at Coventry, where John Nolan will join me for the Parkview Sports Medicine postgame show. All the area scores, highlights, coaches, interviews. That comes up tonight, right after the game, up until 10:30 on ESPN Radio, 1380 and 100.9 FM. Halftime numbers provided by the Warsaw Tigers. Taking a look at the stats, the high scorer here in the first half is Warsaw's Kyle Mangus. 3 for 9 from the field, 1 for 3 from three-point land. He hit 5 of 6 at the foul line. He's got 12 points to lead all scorers, the only scorer in double figures, and half of Warsaw's total points here in the first half. Jeremy David was 3 for 3 from the field for 6 points for the Tigers, chipping in 2 points apiece. Jack Rhodes, Ross Johnson, and Asher Bloom. Overall in the half, Warsaw hit 8 of 20, 40%. They were 1 for 4 from beyond the arc for 25%, but very good at the free throw line, connecting 7 of 8 times for 88%. For the Homestead Spartans, top scorer here in the first half is Sam Buck, who had 2 3-pointers in the first quarter and then went to the bench with 3 fouls. He did not play in the second quarter. He is 2 for 2 from the field, both of them from behind the arc. His 6 points leads Homestead, despite Buck not playing in that second quarter. 5 points from Brandon Durnell. They got 3 from Jack Ferguson, connecting on 1 of his 4 3-point attempts. Logan Pauly hit 1 of his 2 from distance for 3 points. 2 points from Grant Raber. 2 points from freshman Jake Archbold. And Homestead in the half hit 7 of 18 shots for 39%. 5 of 12 from beyond the arc. So 12 of the 18 shots that Homestead took in the first half were from the 3-point line. 42%. They actually shot better from behind the arc than they did inside it, hitting only 2 of 6 from inside 3-point range. They hit 2 of 2 at the foul line, obviously 100%. Rebounding in the first half, Warsaw 15, Homestead only 8. And assists, 3 for Warsaw, 6 for Homestead. Homestead got 6 assists on their 7 made baskets. They had 5 turnovers, while Warsaw had 4 turnovers. Our score here at the half, 24-21, Warsaw leading it over the Homestead Spartans after it was 13-11 at the end of the first quarter. Homestead was in front. The Tigers ended up outscoring Homestead 13-8 in the second quarter, and hence we have a 24-21 game here at the break. Coming up tomorrow morning, be sure to join Billy Elvis and Scott Pieri for On the Green, the golf show that will highlight, I know, the return of Tiger Woods. What does it mean to the game of golf, and how did Tiger play? Well, if you didn't hear, he had a pretty spectacular day on the course in the Bahamas at his own event. So we'll hear all about it tomorrow morning, 7 to 8 a.m. right here on the radio station with On the Green, Billy Elvis and Scott Pieri. And then following that, Jim Shevlin will have Talkin' Sports from 8 to 9:40. It's Fighting Irish Review with Phil Houck, the judge, and Tim Priester. 9:40 to 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, Adam Schenkel will host Inside the Game. And then Sunday mornings, be sure to join DC Hendricks with Bryce Vance for the Sideline Sports Show. Every Sunday morning from 9 to 10, we have your local sports. Also invite you to join me for the Sports Rush every weekday from 4 to 6. We give you a daily dose of your local sports fix. And, of course, the big news this week, Indiana's win over North Carolina. And then the next day, Indiana's loss of a football coach, whether it's a firing, a forced resignation, or just a resignation. Kevin Wilson out as the coach at Indiana. And Tom Allen immediately announced as his permanent replacement. Of course, we'll have more on that. The Colts play Monday night against the Jets, and a lot of local sports with the Mad Ants in action. tomorrow night at the Coliseum. You've got the Comets tonight and Sunday. And, of course, tomorrow afternoon, it is Mastodons basketball against the Miami Redhawks at the Coliseum. A 2:30 tip. Plenty of tickets available. And if you can't make it, you can always listen. I'll be out there on the call with Art Salzberg, starting with the pregame show at 2:15. Again, our halftime score here has the Warsaw Tigers 24 and the Homestead Spartans 21. Warsaw looking for their third win in as many tries so far this season, while Homestead tries to avoid evening their record at 1-1. We'll see what happens as the third quarter gets underway. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll be setting it all up for our third quarter. Halftime here at Spartan Gymnasium. And Homestead trails the Warsaw Tigers 24-21. This is high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. Are you suffering from chronic pain? Maybe you just had a knee replacement or an athletic injury or tweaked your back perfecting your golf swing. Choose IPT for your physical therapy. IPT is a cost-effective therapy provider who accepts all insurance plans and offers the highest credentialed and most reputable staff in the area. Same-day appointments available. Celebrating 28 years in business now with 15 area locations. Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice for physical therapy, getting you back to work, play, and life. Visit IndianaPT.com and start your therapy today.
The Fort Wayne Mad Ants, presented by Lutheran Health Network, return home to the Coliseum this Saturday. The Mad Ants host the Windy City Bulls for the first time in history. Tip-off is 7 p.m. and tickets start at just $6. It's Indiana Pacers night. The first 1,000 fans at Saturday's game will receive a Pacers giveaway item. Pacers mascot Boomer will be in the house. You won't want to miss his amazing halftime dunk show with the Pacers Power Pack. Saturday's game is Report Card Night, presented by Chili's. Students with an A or A equivalent can receive a free ticket by showing their report card at the Coliseum ticket office. Students will also receive a voucher for a Chili's kids meal. The Mad Ants pack the house on opening night. Come check out all the new and improved entertainment. The Kids Zone features a bounce house, a Papa Shot, and more. Listen to our brand new drum line, The Mad Ant Drummers, brought to you by MyNet Music. Don't wait, get your tickets today for this Saturday, December 3rd, as the Mad Ants battle the Windy City Bulls. Come out and enjoy Mad Ants basketball, Fort Wayne's highest level of professional sports.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve. It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
It's a pleasure having you on board for our first edition of high school basketball here on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM. DC Hendricks back in the studios. I am Brett Rump courtside. We're at Homestead High School, and the 5th-ranked Warsaw Tigers have a 3-point lead heading into the second half, 24-21. Warsaw will start the third quarter with the basketball. The teams are on the floor. We're all set. Warsaw in their road black uniforms. They got white numbers with orange trim, an orange Warsaw across the chest, bordered in white. Posting Mangus, a kick out where Bloom fires a left-handed 3. It's no good. Chased down in the corner and saved by Warsaw, but it goes to Homestead. Quickly, Ferguson, Durnell under the basket. He's too deep, so he tries to throw it out. Deflected, but it does get to the perimeter where Ferguson has it on the right wing. There's Sam Buck, who's out there now with 3 fouls. He picked up all 3 in the first quarter. And despite a pair of 3 balls that leads Homestead in scoring, Buck spent a great portion of that first half on the bench. An up and under move underneath. Brandon Durnell got fouled on the shot attempt. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. And Brandon Durnell, a returning starter, a 6'6 senior. Last year, Homestead, after winning the state championship 2 seasons ago with Caleb Swanigan, last year they rode Taj Curry to an SAC regular season championship. Durnell converts on the first of his 2 free throws. Homestead remains perfect, 3 for 3 from the line, and Durnell's second is also good. Spartans draw to within a point of the Warsaw Tigers, 24-23, just underway, second half. Bloom gives to David on the right wing, who will hand it back to Bloom. Bloom is a 6'7 junior, a lanky frame, playing on the perimeter here to start the second half. And underneath the basket, we're going to have a push, and it's going to be a foul on Homestead's Jake Archbold. Shows up as the first foul against the 6-foot freshman. First one whistled against Homestead here in the second half. We played 59 seconds. Inbounds pass under the basket, deflected away and stolen. Archbold comes away with it, gives to Ferguson, who gives it up to the point guard, Logan Pauley, at the Spartan logo. One bounce to the left, and he throws it near sideline to Ferguson. Lob in the post. Durnell back to the basket against David. Again goes up and under and got fouled again. This foul on Warsaw's Jacob Burrish, a 6'2 senior, and back to the line is Brandon Durnell, where he just hit a pair a moment ago. Homestead's down a point. The first of 2 could tie the score, and he's off the mark. Still 24-23 Warsaw, the 1-point advantage over the Spartans. 6:41 left, third quarter. 6'6 right-handed shooter is good. Nothing but net on the second for Durnell. That ties us up at 24 apiece. It's our third tie in the game. We've had 3 lead changes. Substitution into the game for the Tigers. Braxton Minix will check in as Warsaw goes tall. Minix and Bloom, a pair of 6'7 slender players, both on the floor. In the corner, David dribbles up to the angle and then throws up top to Johnson. Johnson top of the key, guarded closely by Pauley. Spins to the right, back to the left, and then he'll give it up on the perimeter to Mangus. Kyle Mangus from the top of the key, backs into the foul line, drifts to the right, now sets up on the right wing, turns and faces, guarded by Archbold. And Mangus will give it up in the corner to Jeremy David. He dribbles up to the angle, one bounce back toward the baseline, and now up high to Johnson. Near sideline to Bloom. Coming off a screen, Mangus in the corner. 3-ball, and it's no good. Weak side rebound, chased down on the bounce by Brandon Durnell of Homestead. Tie game, Homestead with the basketball. Archbold right wing up top. Pauley to Sam Buck, back to Pauley, who stands on the logo, painted at center court. Pauley's a 5'10 junior guard. Left sideline, Fisson bounces it. Stepping out from the low block, Durnell. Backdoor cut, Archbold, counted and a foul. Nice feed from Durnell, and Archbold hits the layup. Got hacked on the arm, and a 2-point lead for the Spartans, and they've got a chance to open this second half with a 6-point run. They were down 24-21 at the break, and in the first 2 minutes and 39 seconds of our third quarter, they've already outscored Warsaw 5-0, and now go to the free throw line where Jake Archbold, the 6-foot freshman, tries to cap a 3-point play. And it's short, no good. Rebound to Warsaw. Jack Rhodes right down the middle of the floor, picked up at the top of the key by Jack Ferguson. Rhodes on the dribble to his right. Tried to set up a ball screen, didn't get it. Mangus between the rings, now left side to Johnson. As he drives baseline, there's an armbar called on Homestead's Logan Pauley. And let's see, it's the third, I believe, on Pauley. Already you've got Sam Buck with 3. Now Logan Pauley picks up his third. 2 starters for the Spartans. In a little bit of foul trouble here in the third quarter with 5:02 left. 26-24, Spartans 2-point lead. Mangus goes to drive, and there is a hand check foul. Jake Archbold this time will be guilty. That's number 2 on Archbold. Third one whistled against Homestead here in the second half. 4:59 to play, third quarter. 26-24. Spartans still up by 2. Tigers with another chance, inbounding under the basket. And they throw it right into traffic, and it's swatted away. Homestead has it. Ferguson on the run. Buck, a 3-ball, and it's off. Weak side rebound goes to Johnson of Warsaw. Good look for Buck, but he couldn't finish it off. 26-24, 2-point lead for Homestead. Warsaw in the front court. Jack Rhodes over on the left wing. Johnson dribbles to the baseline, spins back up to the elbow, hands to Manga, shot fake, drive, stop, throws underneath, and on the catch and shoot, Braxton Minix got fouled. Minix will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. The foul is on Jack Ferguson for Homestead. That's number 1 on Ferguson. Minix, a 6'7" senior, stepping up to the foul line. His team down 2, and now they're down 1 as Minix hits the first of 2 free throws. 4:27 remaining in the third quarter. Homestead 26, Warsaw 25. The Tigers, Braxton Minix with a chance to tie it up at the foul line, and he does. Warsaw now 9 of 10 at the free throw line in the game. High score, 4:27 remaining in the third, 26-26. Homestead trying to get their second win in this, their second game. Tigers come in already 2-0. Tigers ranked number 5 in Class 4A. Left wing, here's Archbold. Up to the top of the key at the right elbow. A kick out where Ferguson fires a 3. No. Rebound tapped around and finally grabbed by Minix of Warsaw. Mangus will bring it up into the front court on the dribble. Left of the circle. Right side to Bloom. Bloom, left-hander, dribbles with the right hand to get an angle to feed the post, and it's back outside. Minix is open. 3 is no good. Rebound goes to Raber of Homestead. Quickly, Ferguson on the run across the timeline. He's cut off as the defense gets back. He finds Buck. Buck will launch a long 3, and it's no good. Rebound, Minix of Warsaw. Tied at 26, 3.5 to play. Down the lane, Mangus missed it, and on the rebound, a foul on Warsaw. And I think Mangus just picked up his second. No, it's 22, not number 2. 22 is Jacob Burish, a 6'2 senior, who will pick up his second foul. 4th team foul on Warsaw here in the half. 3:20 and the clock will tick. Third quarter, tied at 26. Homestead the basketball. Running the point, Raber. Right angle to Ferguson. Raber, left side Archbold. Top of the key, Durnell will rotate it right wing to Ferguson. Slipping down to the post was Durnell. Well, Ferguson instead launches a 3, and it's no good. And Chris Johnson with his palms into his face, not happy with the shot selection by his senior, Jack Ferguson. Ferguson now 1 for 5 from distance. And it's still tied, 26-26, under 3 to play. Third quarter here at Homestead. Warsaw the ball. Little floater by Bloom in the lane is an air ball taken under the basket by Homestead's Brandon Durnell. Ferguson, right wing, baseline. Pops out and puts it off glass. Good. Nice drive that time. If the 3 isn't falling, take it to the rack. Ferguson did, and he put his team in front, 28-26. Post entry. Minix has it in traffic underneath, kicks it outside. Now at the foul line, Bloom. Everybody left him. He turns from the elbow, missed the shot, went and got his own rebound and puts it in on the follow. Asher Bloom, 4 points. And we're tied again at 28 as we tick down to 2 minutes left, third quarter. Ferguson up high on the dribble. On a pick and roll, gives it to Durnell down low block. Durnell in the lane, throws it up off glass, no, and the rebound, Jeremy David of Warsaw. David, a big, strong 6'4 senior athlete. cleaning up the glass. Now the Tigers a chance to take the lead. It's still tied 28-28, minute 40. And there's a pass deflected, stolen. Homestead with a 3-on-3 to the basket. Raber, layup, no, but he got fouled, and Grant Raber will shoot free throws. A chance to put his team in front. The foul whistled on Zach Riley. The 6'1 junior will pick up his first, 5th on the team. A minute 34 remaining in the third. And a tie game, 28-28 with Homestead's Grant Raber, a 5'10 junior, at the line looking to break the tie. And he does. Homestead leads. 1:34 left in the third quarter, 29-28 Homestead, and Raber will have a second try. It's up and good. Both teams shooting very well at the foul line. 30-28, a 2-point advantage now for the Homestead Spartans. Last minute and a half of the third quarter here at Homestead. The Warsaw Tigers, 2-0, number 5 in the state in both the AP and coaches poll. Pull up left elbow, Mangus. He's off the mark. Jernell the rebound, and he had a man breaking. It was Raber leaking out. Durnell went to throw the pass and got hacked. Probably a good foul that time by Warsaw, because if they didn't hack Durnell trying to make that pass, Raber was alone and ahead of the field. The foul is called on Mangus. It's number 2 on Kyle Mangus. 6 on the team. So Homestead will go to the bonus on the next foul. In the lane, Ferguson to Archbold. He'll drive and try to finish underneath. Got it blocked, but Homestead gets it back. Ferguson, top of the key, spins down the lane. He goes to the ground, and it'll be a foul called on Homestead's Asher Bloom, and it will be a 1-and-1. Warsaw fans not happy with the call. They thought on the spin move that Ferguson lost his own balance. But Ferguson will go to the free throw line with a 1-and-1. His team up 2 with 59 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Ferguson, a senior, will be going to St. Francis to continue his basketball career. 6'3", a guard, and he's good on the front end. 31-28, 3-point advantage for the Spartans. Trying to pull what would be considered an early season upset, and the second one also good. Spartans have outscored Warsaw 11-4 here in the quarter. Last 50 seconds. Between the circles, Johnson, right wing to Asher Bloom. And away from the ball, a hold is called on Homestead. Grant Raber guilty. Team foul number 5, and on Raber, it's foul number 3. He becomes the third Spartan with 3 fouls. Sam Buck, Logan Pauly, and now Grant Raber. And Mangus got free on the inbound, and Mangus went up, almost dunked it, but lays it in by almost dropping it down through the hoop. 14 for Mangus, his first points here in the second half, and Warsaw draws to within 2. 32-30, last 30 ticks of the half, or of the quarter. Third quarter here at Homestead. They're going to hold for the final shot as it goes under 15, and on the bounce at midcourt is Jack Ferguson. Warsaw setting up man-to-man defense. Down to 6. Ferguson up top. He's going to drive. Kick out. Durnell's 3-ball. No. Rebound tipped and harmlessly to the hardwood. And it ends our quarter. 32-30 our score. Homestead outscores the Warsaw Tigers 11-6 in the third quarter, and they'll have a 2-point advantage heading to the fourth. This is high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. Are you suffering from chronic pain? Maybe you just had a knee replacement or an athletic injury or tweaked your back perfecting your golf swing. Choose IPT for your physical therapy. IPT is a cost-effective therapy provider who accepts all insurance plans and offers the highest credentialed and most reputable staff in the area. Same-day appointments available. Celebrating 28 years in business now with 15 area locations. Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice for physical therapy, getting you back to work, play, and life. Visit IndianaPT.com and start your therapy today.
My name is Jim. I'm a veteran, and I lost both legs in Vietnam. My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
I'm Julius. I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Fourth quarter about to start here at Homestead, and the Spartans an advantage over the number 5 ranked Warsaw Tigers, 32-30. Homestead will start with the basketball going right to left as we look at it courtside here at Homestead High School. Raber toward the corner where it's a baseline drive for Ferguson. A kick out to Durnell. Good look at a three. Missed it, but an offensive rebound. Buck. His putback is good. (34-30). Spartans up by 4. Now Warsaw front court. David to Kyle Mangus, guarded by a freshman, Jake Archbold. Strong, athletic, 6-footer. Guarding the 6'3", Kyle Mangus. Bloom on a pick and roll gets it to David, low right block. He's cut off by Durnell. Way up top, and the ball goes all the way in the backcourt. And it will go out of bounds, baseline under Homestead's basket, and it will be Homestead ball. Coach Doug Ogle wants to talk, so we'll take a break and we'll stop talking. The Homestead Spartans leading it over the Warsaw Tigers 34-30. This is high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. Are you suffering from chronic pain? Maybe you just had a knee replacement or an athletic injury or tweaked your back perfecting your golf swing. Choose IPT for your physical therapy. IPT is a cost-effective therapy provider who accepts all insurance plans and offers the highest credentialed and most reputable staff in the area. Same-day appointments available. Celebrating 28 years in business now with 15 area locations. Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice for physical therapy, getting you back to work, play, and life. Visit IndianaPT.com and start your therapy today.
You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
DC Hendricks is our studio engineer. I am Brett Rum courtside. Looks like it could be an exciting finish here at Homestead High School as the Spartans lead at 34-30 over the number 5 ranked Warsaw Tigers. Warsaw comes in 2-0. The last time out, they defeated Columbia City 62-41. While Homestead was nipping Huntington North 48-44. Here's Archbold on the left wing. Ferguson in the lane. Durnell jump hook with the right hand. No good for the Homestead senior. Rebound goes to Warsaw. 34-30. 4-point advantage for Homestead. Warsaw the ball. Johnson at the left elbow. Backs to the basket. And he gives to Mangus. Little pull up in the lane. No. And the rebound goes to Durnell of Homestead. Spartans basketball leading by 4. A minute and a half into our fourth quarter. Ferguson drops it off Durnell. Hand off to Ferguson as he cuts all the way to the right baseline. Now circles into the lane. Circles back. Puts it up off the rim. Kind roll and a bucket for Ferguson. He's got 9. The lead is 6. Biggest of the game for Homestead here in the second half. 36-30. Warsaw around the perimeter. Johnson from the left wing. Throws high post to Jeremy David. Outside Minix. Posting is Bloom, and he just got fouled on the post entry as Ferguson came over the back and committed his second foul. That's team foul number 6, so it'll still be out of bounds with 6:01 left in the fourth quarter. 36-30, Spartans lead it. Tigers with the basketball. They will not guard Jeremy David out away from the lane. Here's Mangus from the right wing. Guarded by Archbold. Outside, Johnson. 3, back iron, long rebound, battled for, and on the ground, Sam Buck actually caught the ball and called a timeout. Timeout called by the Homestead Spartans, and strange play. The long rebound, and players all went up for it. Their bodies collided. Buck went to the ground, and as the ball tipped off hands, it went all the way to the ground where Buck caught it and called timeout almost in one motion. 5 minutes, 43 seconds remaining here at Homestead High School. It's 36-30. The Homestead Spartans leading it over the Warsaw Tigers. Of course, get our complete high school broadcast schedule and all of our live action by going to ESPNFortWayne.com, where you can find our high school broadcast schedule, what games we will be doing and where we will be. Next Friday night, we'll be at Concordia. Doubleheader action. The Carroll Chargers and the Concordia Cadets. Should be an exciting doubleheader with 2 good games. Girls action will start just after 6. Boys action around 7:45. That's next Friday here on ESPN Radio, 1380 and 100.9 FM. Homestead Spartans have a 6-point lead in the basketball as they cross the timeline. Ferguson's pass deflected out of bounds at the Homestead bench, so the Spartans keep possession. On the sideline, they'll trigger it just inside their front court. Grant Raber will throw it in. It's the freshman, Jake Archbold. He goes to drive. The double team comes, so he gets it back outside to Raber, who gives it to Sam Buck. Buck between the circles. Out on the right wing, 25 feet out. Archbold crosses it left side to Ferguson. We've got 5:15 left. 36-30 the score. Spartans by 6 with the basketball. Ferguson outside. Extra pass to Buck right wing. Back up top between the circles. Archbold left wing to Grant Raber. He wants to get it to the post. Can't do it. So coming up high is Buck. He'll make the catch. Now he'll drive into the lane. Kick baseline to Durnell. Nothing going. So Buck now steps outside. Clock's under 5. 36-30. Again, Homestead will shoot free throws. Warsaw already at 17 fouls, so Warsaw may have to decide at what point do you start to foul. 4:40 left. Homestead playing keep away. Ferguson to the left wing, to the baseline, and an armbar called on Kyle Mangus will put Jack Ferguson to the free throw line, and on Mangus, foul number 3. Mangus with 14 points in the game, but what a job here in the second half the freshman Jake Archbold has done, because Mangus has only 2 since the break. Free throw good by Ferguson. 7-point advantage for the Homestead Spartans. Now to give Homestead their biggest lead of the game, and it's good. 8 points, the biggest lead Homestead has had in this one, 38-30, and we've got 4.5 minutes left. Mangus to the right wing. Again, good job fighting through the screen by Archbold. Now it's Johnson, left wing. High post, Bloom, baseline to Mangus. His 15-footer is off. Rebound battled for, out of bounds, off of Warsaw. It belongs to Homestead. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left. 38-30. The Homestead Spartans trying to pull what would be considered an early season upset, with Warsaw ranked number 5 in the state. Long cross-court pass, lucky to get to Raber. Now Buck, pull up, right elbow, good for Sam Buck, and the Spartans with a double-digit lead, 40-30, and a timeout will be called. Spartans have outscored Warsaw 19-6 since our halftime break. We'll take a timeout with them. 3:52 left, 40-30 Spartans. This is high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio, 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. Are you suffering from chronic pain? Maybe you just had a knee replacement or an athletic injury or tweaked your back perfecting your golf swing. Choose IPT for your physical therapy. IPT is a cost-effective therapy provider who accepts all insurance plans and offers the highest credentialed and most reputable staff in the area. Same-day appointments available. Celebrating 28 years in business now with 15 area locations. Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice for physical therapy, getting you back to work, play, and life. Visit IndianaPT.com and start your therapy today.
You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
In Homestead's first game this year, a victory over Huntington North, Coach Chris Johnson got his 350th career coaching victory. He's got 270 of those as the Homestead coach, going 270 and 128 in his 18 years at Homestead. But this, again, would be a big one for the Spartans, having to replace some important contributors to last year's team, including Taj Curry. All conference. Curry graduates. Durnell and Ferguson return in the starting lineup. Here's Mangus. Spin down low, and he puts it in. Nice move by Kyle Mangus to draw Warsaw to within 8, 40-32, 3:37 left. Now some zone, full court pressure. Ferguson up top to Buck, almost picked off. Buck will take off on the dribble, and reaching in is Asher Bloom, picking up the foul. That is the third on Asher Bloom. He'll sit down. Coming in to replace him is Jack Rhodes off the Warsaw bench. To the free throw line, Sam Buck, 6'5" junior. And it will be a 1-and-1. That was the 9th foul on Warsaw. They'll go double bonus on the next team foul against the Tigers. An 8-point advantage, 40-32, and trying to add to it, Buck's free throw is no good. Got a lot of rim, sat there, and then came off. Mangus the rebound, dribbles into the front court. Mangus, top of the key, got a nice screen. 3-ball, and it's back iron. Long rebound grabbed by Archbold of Homestead. Approaching 3 minutes left. An 8-point advantage. In the middle of the defense, Raber. Baseline to Durnell. Ferguson back to Durnell. In the lane, Raber. Short 10-foot angle shot. No good, Raber. Rebound, Warsaw. 2:55. Clock's running. Johnson outside to David. Left wing. It's Rhodes. 3-ball. Got it. Jack Rhodes from distance has drawn the Tigers to within 5. That's 5 straight scored by Warsaw. We've got 2:40 left. Ferguson near sideline. Durnell trapping half-court pressure. On the right wing, Archbold. Up top, Buck. High post, Durnell. Dribbles into the lane outside to Buck. He's too deep to shoot it, so he sends it right to Raber. Back to Buck. A pass deflected at the timeline, but it gets to Durnell. Now Ferguson. Drop down low, Archbold. His shot blocked from behind. Scramble for the ball. It goes all the way to the perimeter where Buck has it for the Spartans. Down low, Durnell. Shot fake. Layup good. 42-35. 2:05 left. Spartans up by 7. Warsaw the ball. Mangus as he goes to drive an armbar from Jake Archbold, and it'll be Mangus going to the free throw line for the Warsaw Tigers. Mangus is 5 for 6 from the free throw line so far tonight. He's got 16 points. He'll look to add to it, try to cut into a 7-point Homestead lead with exactly 2 minutes left. And it's good. Homestead 42, Warsaw 36. 2 minutes on the clock. We're in the fourth quarter. Mangus with 17, looks for 18. This could cut it down to 5, and he got it. And a timeout will be called by Coach Doug Ogle. After the game, we'll be over at the Coventry Pizza Hut. We'll be enjoying a great feast, and it's always the perfect post-game destination, your hometown Pizza Hut restaurant. Whether you go to the game or just look for a place to go on Friday night, make sure you make it Pizza Hut. And right now, a carry-out special is available, so as you head home from the games tonight, be sure you call ahead and get the any pizza for $10 deal at your Pizza Hut restaurants. Get details by going to pizzahut.com. DC Hendricks back in the studio, our high school basketball studio engineer and producer. It only comes over your airwaves because of DC Hendricks. Homestead will be set to inbound it, up by 5, 2 minutes left. Full court press put on by Warsaw. Raber, middle of the pressure is Archbold, sends it near sideline to Darnell. As he gets in the front court, he sends it back up to the center circle. Raber has it, double teamed, far sideline to Buck. They keep it up high on the half court. Raber, top of the key, Darnell out to Buck. He tries a 3-ball. Everybody holds their hands up saying, what are you doing? And Coach Chris Johnson is furious. They were trying to hold the ball with a 5-point advantage, a minute 39 left. And Coach Chris Johnson, his team had to take a timeout. They've still got the basketball because Ferguson chased down the rebound right in front of the Homestead bench. Minute 39 remaining. With a timeout on the floor, it's a 5-point advantage for Homestead, 42-37. Homestead now, I think, with just one timeout remaining. Got the two teams talking. Homestead was down at the half, 24-21. They've been spectacular this second half, outscoring Warsaw to this point 21-13 in the second half. And it's a Warsaw team that comes in as the number 5 team in both the 4A state poll, according to the AP, and also number 5 in the coaches poll, which is a combined poll with all classes. Inbound Homestead Spartans, they throw it to the backcourt. Ferguson near sideline Raber. Raber goes to drive around Zach Riley and got held, and that will be free throws. And it will be 2 of them coming to Grant Raber because it's the double bonus on the 10th team foul against the Warsaw Tigers. Minute 33 remains, and Homestead with a 5-point lead to the free throw line looking to extend. Raber, a 5'10 junior. Spins it, flips it, and got it. Both teams have shot free throws very well in this game. That's 5 in the game for Raber. Looks for a 6-point, could put his team up 7, and he got it. 44-37, 1:33 left. Mangus quickly down the middle of the floor, spins in the lane, floats, shoots, no, and Ferguson pulls it down for Homestead. He looks to bring it quickly across the timeline, now circles back out. In the half court, he just got stripped. Mangus pulls it right away from him. Here's Mangus down the lane, and an offensive foul on Mangus. Drawing the charge was Grant Raber. The foul on Mangus, number 4. No basket. Homestead basketball with a minute 13 left. 44-37. And Doug Ogle wants timeout. It'll be a full timeout. So with a minute 13 remaining here in the fourth quarter, 44-37. Spartans up by 7, trying to pull the upset over the Warsaw Tigers. It's high school basketball presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio, 1380 and 100.9 FM.
The Fort Wayne Mad Ants, presented by Lutheran Health Network, return home to the Coliseum this Saturday. The Mad Ants host the Windy City Bulls for the first time in history. Tip-off is 7 p.m. and tickets start at just $6. It's Indiana Pacers night. The first 1,000 fans at Saturday's game will receive a Pacers giveaway item. Pacers mascot Boomer will be in the house. You won't want to miss his amazing halftime dunk show with the Pacers Power Pack. Saturday's game is Report Card Night, presented by Chili's. Students with an A or A equivalent can receive a free ticket by showing their report card at the Coliseum ticket office. Students will also receive a voucher for a Chili's kids meal. The Mad Ants pack the house on opening night. Come check out all the new and improved entertainment. The Kids Zone features a bounce house, a Papa Shot, and more. Listen to our brand new drum line, the Mad Ant Drummers, brought to you by MyNet Music. Don't wait, get your tickets today for this Saturday, December 3rd, as the Mad Ants battle the Windy City Bulls. Come out and enjoy Mad Ants basketball, Fort Wayne's highest level of professional sports.
You're listening to High School Basketball, presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN 1380 and 100.9 FM.
The Homestead Spartans inbounded in the backcourt, and Jake Archbold is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot two. The foul is on Kyle Mangus, and the 6'3 senior is going to commit his 5th foul and be excluded from the final minute 12 of this contest. He sits down with 18 points. And more importantly to Homestead, he sits down with 5 fouls, so he will not return. He's the biggest offensive threat for this Warsaw team that's down by 7. And to the free throw line, Archbold short again at the free throw line for the freshman. He's been there twice. He's come up short both times. 44-37 for an 8-point lead. The free throw is good. 5 points for Archbold. Warsaw on the front court, down 45-37, approaching a minute left. Baseline pull-up. That's an air ball by Rhodes. Weak side rebound goes to Homestead's Jake Archbold, and he gets fouled as he dribbles across the timeline. So Archbold right back to the charity stripe to shoot 2 more. The 3rd foul against Ross Johnson, and now Homestead a chance to put this away. It's a minute on the clock, 45-37, and it's going to be short again. 3 of the 4 times he's attempted it, he's come up short off the front rim. Here's the second on its way, and that's good. 46-37. Inbound, Warsaw quickly front court. Riley to the right wing, gets a ball screen as he comes top of the key, and the kick out on the left wing. A 3-ball on the way. No good. And the rebound tipped and taken by Homestead. 46 seconds. 9-point lead for the Spartans. They've got the ball. Full court pressure as Buck throws in the front court to Durnell near sideline. All the way up top center circle. And Raber has it. Will Warsaw foul down to 34 seconds. Ferguson has the basketball. Dribbles around the left wing. High post Durnell. He'll dribble out to the right wing and give it to Ferguson. Now we're down to 25 seconds. 9-point lead for the Spartans. It looks like Homestead's just going to defend and not foul. Backdoor cut. Durnell got the bounce pass and the bucket. It's an 11-point lead for the Spartans. They're going to knock off the Warsaw Tigers. It's their biggest lead. 3 on the way. That's no good. In the lane, the rebound to Durnell, and he gets fouled with 5 seconds left. 48-37, Spartans. A great second half for Homestead. They trailed 24-21 at the break. They have held Warsaw to 13 second half points. They've outscored the Tigers 27-13 since our midterm. And at the line, Brandon Durnell adding to it. He hits the first of 2 free throws, 49-37. Durnell's in double figures. And the second is good. 50-37, 5 seconds left. Across the timeline, Rhodes pull up top of the key. That's no good. The horn sounds and the game is over. The state's 5th-ranked Warsaw Tigers suffer their first loss in 3 games. They get knocked off by the Homestead Spartans. Spartans improved to 2-0 under Coach Chris Johnson. And despite what they lose year after year, Coach Chris Johnson keeps putting competitors on the floor, and the Spartans come from behind and knock off Warsaw here at home. We'll take a break. I'm going to come back. I'm going to give you some stats and wrap it up here at Homestead before we send it to our postgame out at the Coventry Pizza Hut. This is high school basketball being presented by Indiana Physical Therapy on ESPN Radio, 1380 and 100.9 FM.
Indiana Physical Therapy is your choice in Northern Indiana. Are you suffering from chronic pain? Maybe you just had a knee replacement or an athletic injury or tweaked your back perfecting your golf swing. Choose IPT for your physical therapy. IPT is a cost-effective therapy provider who accepts all insurance plans and offers the highest credentialed and most reputable staff in the area. Same-day appointments available. Celebrating 28 years in business now with 15 area locations. Indiana Physical Therapy.